Alrighty, so at this point, took a little break and I'm going back to page 5. So I can see that, something happened where like the main character, like spews on the partner over here, and we see like the close up effect, and he's embarrassed. So at this point, I'm thinking about again. I can go either way from the come on from page 3, or I can go to page 5. I think since page 5 is a bit more fresh in my mind, I'm going to go back to the part 1 sketch, and I'm going to deselect this. I'm going to hold down the command key and click the letter D to deselect. And let's see what the previous panel was. So at this point, yeah, I think I'm going to use this close-up right here. So I'm going to get my lasso tool, or I can use the Mary tool actually. Mary, and then Mary, or if you just click the letter M as in Mary, you get your rectangular selection tool. I'm going to hold down the command key, and I'm going to click the letter C as in Charlie to copy that. Go back to the template, command Vicky to paste it in. I'm now going to go get my move tool by pressing Vicky or selecting it from over there. I'm going to move this into place. I need to obviously make this a little smaller, so I'm going to hold down the command key, click the letter T as my transformation tool. I'm going to hold down Shift, and by holding down Shift, I constrain the proportions so they, that way they look right. Let go of the mouse, let go of the Shift key. I'm going to drag this panel over, and yep, I'm going to accept this transformation. I don't know if I like this panel per se. The reason why the character feels kind of stiff, and you're going to see, when you're doing animations or like comic strips like this, that it's good to add a little bit more more gesture, more movement. So I'm going to B for brush, and I'm going to press the letter X on my keyboard, because X will swap this background color, so the background color now becomes the foreground color. And I'm going to paint over this right here, and you'll see the change in a little bit. This is why you do not want to work on stuff at the last minute, but instead have breaks, because you'll have a better vantage point by giving yourself a little break and then going back and just asking yourself how you can make something better. Press the letter Z on my keyboard to zoom in, and instead I'm gonna give my character a little bit more, again, just more gesture. So the character's changing at this point. So I'm changing, meaning that I'm not using a circle, but this is just going to remind me when I do the better art style that it's going to remind me to add more gesture. Gesture meaning that I want to get this action going like that. So that's that right there. I'm going to press the Z tool, hold down Option to zoom out. And at this point, this is what I have going on. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do too, I'm going to look for this frame right here, which should be this layer. Yeah, that's that one. And I selected that. I guess for me, it's called layer 2. It doesn't matter what your layers are called right now, because for every project it's going to be a little different, and either way we're going to merge them together just like before. I want to add that so I have that space going on. So just by having this being a reaction close up to what's happening here, this immediately informs me of what the last panel of page 4. This is an answer. The question should be like he's about to hurl, right? So Command D to deselect. And at this point, I want to make sure that my layers are in control. So let's see, I have page 1, page 2, page 3, page 6. I'm going to put this, no, actually, I should start, no, it doesn't matter. I'll leave it up here so as not to distract myself. Page 6. And then these should all be page 5. So I'm going to hold down my shift key, and that's after clicking on this layer. And I know that this layer is page 5 because it hasn't been named yet. I'm going to hold down shift, and because these are next to one another, I'm going to click on the last one. And at that point, I'm going to hold down the command key, and I'm going to click the letter E that merges them together, and I'm going to rename this page 5. So page 5 is there. So I got page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. Page 4 should be, I should end it on a question. I just call them questions. Question, answer, question, answer. So this is even though this is an answer to what's occurring in page 4, this is also a question because, who is he, vomiting on? Answer, right? And if we end on a question, oh no, did I just see what I think I saw? Answer is right there. So I wonder what's going to happen next. Question and then solution right there. So I'm going to go back to my notes and I'm going to see if I have a question for this answer right here. So let's see. I think this works a lot better, this panel. So I'm going to get my lasso tool. And I'm going to grab this layer and I'm going to press Command C. Go back to the template, Command Vicky to paste, and I need my Vicky tool or my move tool, and I do have it selected. I'm going to move it down. The only problem though is that, well, that's a question. I don't know whether or not I should have him face and then turn, or it probably makes more sense to just rotate this layer right here so it's facing the correct direction. So I think I'm going to do that. Edit, transform, and I'm going to flip it horizontal. Horizontal, just means it goes on this x-axis, which means it, goes this way. So B for brush, and I'm going to draw maybe like a hand right here, like. And if you can draw hands, it's not a big deal. If you can draw some sausages right there, that's, it kind of gets the point across. I think that works out fine. And let's see. I could make this panel, no, I'm going to keep it the way it is because I can visually see it's sort of in thirds. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to go back to the sketch component, and the sketch layer. And here, this is where I want this. So I'm going to choose my Mary tool, and I'm going to select this frame, Command C. I go to my final template, Command Vicky to paste it. I need Vicky as my move tool. And so yeah, I can go either up here, but this looks too similar to this. So I'm just thinking of some alternative so that way I don't have shots that are too similar. I'm going to experiment with one quick idea. I'm going to look for this layer over here, and it should be this one. And B for brush. I'm going to press the letter X on my keyboard so I have white at the top. And what I did previously, I'm going to do this again. I'm just going to add some white so that the green doesn't distract me. And this is easier to think about while I'm doing this. So X for the black foreground color, lower my brush size. And I'm going to see if I could rotate this camera. That way we're not looking at this straight on. So maybe she's like, yay, she's all happy right here. And then maybe here we have like a shot of him. He's like hunched over. Is it links of chains right here? Hunched over. put his shoulders up. So we have a clue that something is about to happen that's not going to be good. I think maybe this works a little better. So at this point, I'm going to go to my layers. And I'm going to get rid of this layer. Yeah. Okay.